Today, I am honored to introduce the incredibly talented Desirae Maldonado, a true powerhouse in the beauty industry and the brilliant mind behind Desirae Hair in historic downtown Richmond. With nearly 20 years of experience, Desirae has earned a reputation not just as a master of her craft, but as a genuine soul who leads with kindness, intentionality, and a heart for service. She is a brave entrepreneur who successfully scaled her dream from a solo suite to a stunning, low-tox sanctuary that reflects her commitment to excellence. Desirae is a mentor, a scalp specialist, and a dedicated advocate and educator for holistic wellness who proves that inner beauty and professional success go hand in hand. Please welcome the incredibly inspiring Desirae Maldonado. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, I feel so excited because not only are you just beautiful on the outside, but you're so beautiful on the inside.
Thank you so much.
And you bring so much to just the women who surround you. And I feel lucky to sit next to you today.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Oh my gosh, I mean it.
I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you. Let's just start from the beginning.
Okay.
You come from a long line of hairstylists, barbers, artists. Was there ever a plan B, or was the beauty industry just kind of always what you knew it was going to be for you?
I kind of feel like, I knew it was beauty. Like 7th grade, I knew I wanted to do hair. I was always doing curling my little cousin's hair, and in high school doing like people's makeup for prom and things like that. I did want to go to the Art Institute in Dallas.
Really?
Because I love fashion. I love dressing up. I love interior design. Like I love all of the artsy things. But it was too expensive for my parents. Like it just didn't work out. But I'm so grateful that I went to cosmetology school. So I went night school because I worked during the day at a salon.
You were a hustler even then.
Yeah. So that was kind of something that I had to figure out. Okay, Des, you're just constantly going. You need to kind of chill because I've been working so hard since
forever.
I'm so glad that it all worked out.
Yeah, for the best. Because now look what you're doing. You're
Yes,
living your
I
best
love
life. Can you tell us about your very first day as a stylist in the mall? What is one lesson from those early days, maybe even the guinea pig years where you're trying to figure things out, that you still carry with you today?
Dressing for success.
Love this. Tell us more.
We would have 8 a.m. Saturday morning meetings. And it was very motivational. I learned about The Secret back then. This is 20 years ago, manifestation, things like that. And so that was really cool. I do take that with me. And also just dressing for success. When you look good, you feel good. And, we had a uniform, dressing all black or black and white. That's not why I wore this today, but
it's perfection.
But, it really taught me, again, I always loved dressing up and I loved fashion. I was voted best dress in high school.
Still are.
But, so I kind of took that with me. It's just dressing for success. And, the thing is that when people come into the salon and you have great hair, instead of them asking who does your hair, they're like, oh, I want her to do my hair because she looks good. Yeah. And I never really thought about it. And that was so true because every time I got my hair done from somebody else, people were like, oh my God, I love your hair. And then they would pick me or look at me to do their hair when really they should have been asking me who did my hair. You know what I mean? Just you're the whole package, I guess. You know what I mean? I mean, we're totally judged on how we look. Mm-hmm. And when you're selling beauty, you have to look put together and kind of play the part.
Yeah. Do you feel like you set that standard in your business just by showing up each day? Or do you kind of just say, hey, we do have a standard. I'm sure your team is so fashionable and fabulous like you.
So the girls, I'm not super crazy. I mean, everybody kind of has their own style.
Yeah.
But as long as hair and makeup's done, I don't really care what you're wearing, just not yoga pants.
That's fair.
That's
I feel like we got to have a standard.
Yeah, for sure.
You're save the yoga pants for yoga.
Right.
We love yoga.
Because at the end of the day, you're a representation of the brand. And if there's a day that I'm not there and then you talk to somebody
representing you.
Yeah.
No, I feel like that's totally fair. Yeah. And I love, and from, just being a part of it, that this is what people do look for. So what was the exact moment you realized you were ready to grow into a team or a larger space? When you were like, okay, we're doing this now. I'm going out on my own.
Actually, when I first got my salon suite, I really had no intention of ever getting my own salon.
Really?
I really coming from a big salon and then having my little room, and just like having the freedom and the privacy. I had like a lot, because also too the salon that I worked at was like a in and out kind of like get them in and out.
Right.
And whenever I got my salon suite, I had more of a connection with my client. I could actually talk to them because I wasn't just like trying to hurry up and rush. But it wasn't actually until my healing journey when I got really sick, and really COVID changed everything.
Girl.
So in 2020, we weren't working for 6 weeks or 8 weeks, however long we were closed down. And I was like freaking out because I'm like, what are we going to do? And I remember being in the back of my house on my knees, closed my eyes, asking God for help and guidance. And literally in that moment, I had like this bright white light kind of over me. And I had this envision of me, like a bird's eye view of me with my arms up in like this dress teaching people. So it was my salon that I'm in now.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was so crazy.
That is so crazy.
Yeah. It was a very spiritual moment. Anyway, at that moment, I'm like, okay, I know I want to do this. It just kind of, it all worked out the way it was supposed to. So in 2022 is when I got the salon.
So you, during COVID,
Yes.
when the world is, businesses are literally shutting down and all that is so real,
Right.
you had a moment where you're like, I'm going to open a salon.
Right.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Was there any fear there, or were you like,
I mean, the fear kind of came later as like it started getting like more
Okay.
real.
Yeah.
But I just knew that I needed a space to where I can teach women and help women on their healing journey, because at this time I was on my healing journey. I kind of started connecting dots on myself and started feeling better. And this is before I took out the implants. So I was feeling better. So the things that I was learning, I was telling my clients, and then they were feeling better and they had better cycles and their migraines went away or whatever.
Yeah.
Just from all of the things that I was learning. So I was like, oh my God, okay, how can I figure out a way to bring hair and wellness together? And I didn't know how yet. And then in 2022, got the salon. I was started with, changing my products, changing to more of like a non-toxic shampoo, conditioner, color, things like that. And then once I did that, I was like, okay, how can I really bring this together? And that's when I discovered trichology.
Okay.
And so I started going to school for trichology. I became a hair loss practitioner.
Wow.
So then that's when I realized that, yeah, this goes together, and it's like mind, body, and spirit, and helping these people from the inside out. And it's not just about a shampoo. It's way deeper than that.
Right. And so you knew, you're like, it needs to be a salon because we need to touch more people.
I need to touch more people. I needed a bigger space. I wanted to be able to teach classes and have like more reach. Exactly.
That's incredible. I'm so inspired by this because I feel like in a world where fear is so big and the voices of like, that's too much or whatever, like is so loud.
For sure.
And you're like, it is on my heart so much to help people feel better,
right,
that I'm going to pursue the scary thing.
Yes. And like fear is such a low vibrating frequency.
Girl, say it again. Yes.
When you are low, and then it all goes back to like how you're feeding yourself. What are you putting in your body? How are you nourishing yourself? Are we, running on fumes? We need to be nourished. And when you are nourished, I believe that makes you more resilient to the fear and being at that lower vibration.
Yes.
And when our vessel is clear, we are vibrating way higher. I think you are a little bit more confident. You are what you attract. And like if you have that doubt in your mind that you can't, you won't. But if you think that you can, you will.
Yeah. Or you already have it.
You already have it. Absolutely. There you go.
Girl.
Yes. You already have
We're
it.
vibing. I love this.
Yes.
Okay. So that's really cool. And I love that you were like, okay, so we're doing it. We already have it. This is what we're doing.
Yeah. And we were riding around, me and my husband, and we live in Needville. So like we never come down to downtown Richmond. Yeah. Like it's kind of out of my way. And I'll never forget it. We were on a Friday. We're driving around. We have like a classic car. So we were driving around in the 70 Chevelle. And,
as one does.
Yeah. And so one of my clients at the time, Lindsay from Unwind.
Lindsay, we love her.
They had just opened Unwind, which is right next to the salon. And I'm like, oh, I don't really know where it's at. So my husband was driving and I was about to tell him, hey, go straight and go down Morton Street. And he's the one who said, hey, I'm going to go straight, which is so crazy because he went to high school with Peyton, who is the owner of Sandy McGee's.
Okay. Oh,
So,
I love this. Like
small
y'all
world.
are,
Yeah,
yes.
small world, right? I mean,
Small world, small town.
Yeah,
like
small
vibe.
town. I'm from this area, whatever. So he's like, yeah, I'm going to go down Morton Street. And when I looked, it was like a for lease space. And I'm like, oh my God, turn around. So I took a picture, sent it to my friend, Rayleigh, my realtor. And I'm like, I got to have this place. Like, let's look at it. And took a picture in front of it like it was already mine. Okay.
I have
And
goosebumps.
there was somebody else looking at it. And the landlord, of course, picked the hair salon. Then things started happening.
Just as they were supposed to.
It just makes me feel like, yeah, this is all part of the plan.
Yes. Oh, and your studio is beautiful.
Thank you so
your
much.
Your studio is absolutely outside and in. Like
Thank
when you
you.
walk in, it's such a
Yes.
just positive energy.
Yes, and that's what I journaled about every single day. I want people to feel the energy when they come in, the peace, just like they can breathe. And
Yes.
every single person that comes in, my clients or the other, it's just, oh, it feels so good in here. I love the way it feels. The energy in here is just so light and bright. And I'm like,
because people notice.
it's exactly what I prayed for.
Yeah. Well, and it's so funny what about that feeling when people walk in is sometimes people don't realize it's not there, but when they walk into a space that has it, they feel when it is
that
there.
That is so true.
You know, we walk through our lives so blind to like the vibes.
Right.
But then all of a sudden we're in a place that's like on and we're like, everything's different.
It feels better. Yeah, you feel it.
And you provide that.
Yeah.
So how did you go about picking the aesthetic and the atmosphere to ensure clients feel that immediate sense of peace?
So, like, first of all, I knew that I wanted a space with character.
Yeah.
And, you know, this space is an old hotel turned brothel, actually.
Shut up.
Yeah,
I love that, though.
I mean, this building, I think it was built in 1886, so we're like 200 years old. And there's maybe some activity in there.
I'm so like into
So
this.
lots of cool stories, but you know, the energy in there just feels so good. All the girls love it. Everybody loves just all the character, like the tile ceilings and, you know, things like that. So it used to be a photography studio before I came in. And so I had, you know, did my little blueprint, sketched it on a piece of paper. One of my friends, actually, Anna Leah, who helped me with my logo and stuff. So she kind of helped me do like a vision board of like all of the things that I like. You know, we have like that brick wall and like my style is more like eclectic. Like I love a little bit of modern, a little bit of like rock and roll, a little bit of like vintage antiques. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I wanted to all of that to kind of show my personality. And so all of my clients that came in, they're like, "Oh my God, Des, this is so you. This is so you. This is so you."
Oh, and that's
so
what
it
we
was
want.
so cute. I know, and they loved it, and all of my clients were so happy for me, and a lot of them, you know, I still do, and I've been doing their hair for maybe like 15 years. Some have been with me since the mall days.
Stop.
Yeah.
So they've literally grown up with you.
They have grown up with me
That's
and they've
gorgeous.
seen me like in different versions, you know what I mean,
Yes.
of myself. So it's been really cool.
That is amazing. And what a
Yeah.
gift to
Yeah.
not only yourself, but like the people around you who get to watch you grow and do it with
Yes.
you. What was the hardest truth you had to face about yourself when you transitioned from being a stylist to being the mentor of a team?
Kind of like trying to not have like imposter syndrome
Girl.
and not seeing myself as a stylist, but more as like the owner and Desirae, you know. I had a coach that my coach, Tiffany, one of my best friends, she helped me through that first year of the salon. And she actually asked me that question. And when she did, I started crying because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I'm past that. And the people that I've mentored, a lot of it are my cousins, you know, because they all trained with me. And so when I got into the salon, I hired new people. And so that was a crazy beginning, but I had to go through those things to kind of know like what is it that I want? What are my values? Like what are our core values for the salon?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't kind of really know any of that in the beginning, and then I kind of learned to understand that now.
There had to be some of that trial and error.
And
And you had to come out, take
it's my
the
first
good.
time.
Right, girl. We're all still learning.
Yeah.
But but the beautiful thing is you took those things and you created something gorgeous instead of like sitting in that going, oh my gosh, now what? Like, you know,
Right.
you're like, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep growing.
Yeah.
What is one piece of traditional business advice someone gave you that you're glad you didn't take?
You know, I don't really know. I don't ever ask for advice.
I love that.
Of like for people that aren't doing what I want to do. And there really wasn't anybody that I looked up to that told me anything. Like I everything that I've learned, I've just learned on my own through trial and error. Like, I didn't really know anybody who owned a business or owned a salon.
I really love though that you said that you're like, because the caveat you added of, I didn't really ask for advice from people who weren't doing what you wanted.
I wanted to do. Like,
I
I'm not going to listen
that
to you.
because I feel like we all get caught up in that, you know, like what is my friend down the street think? Like, and we love our friend down the street, but like, she's not doing this.
Right.
You're doing this.
Yes.
So I just really love that perspective that you just offered. And that was like my favorite little nugget, like just now.
Thank you.
For someone who has never heard the term low-tox beauty, how would you describe it? And why is it different from organic or just natural? How would you describe that?
So I think low-tox beauty is more of like a lifestyle.
Oh.
Right? So we live like a low-tox.
Attainable.
Yeah. Right. We can't be perfect. So like, you know, if you're crunchy doing all the other things, but you want to go highlight your hair, then go highlight it, right? We got to have like a little bit of balance.
Yes.
But, you know, it can get kind of tricky with like organic and natural and fragrances and, you know, the verbiage, I guess, as far as like looking at ingredients, things that say natural could be still not natural and have fragrance and kind of trick you, greenwash, right? So, I think low-tox to me, like low-tox beauty is more of like a lifestyle, paying attention to ingredients. Yes. Our skin is our biggest organ. What we put on our body absorbs in our skin in 27 seconds. It gets in your bloodstream from your shampoo to your lotions, makeup, detergents, all of those things.
Yeah. And it's something I don't think we often think about. You know, with everything we're putting onto our skin and we want it to absorb when we think about anti-wrinkle, anti-whatever, but we're not thinking all the other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
And it goes in.
It goes in. Yeah. So try to pay attention to ingredients. That was one of the first things before I took any supplement, before I did anything in my wellness journey, I started eliminating products. And that alone changed my hormones. My cycles were better just by changing my toxic load. Yeah. You know what I mean? And paying attention to those ingredients on what was I putting on my body. My makeup was probably the last thing that I switched out because I was a makeup artist in the beginning, and I had so much makeup and I was like kind of attached to it, right? But I had to just kind of let it go.
Oh, and that was going to be my next question. Was that hard for you to go through and edit products and go, I love you, but I can't have you?
Yeah, that was one of the last things that I did. I would say after like about a year doing it, you know, I was still using regular makeup, but then I had watched this one documentary called So You Think You're Pretty.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it because I
love
the documentary.
Yeah, because it talks about, you know, your palettes and all of those things. They're full of chemicals. And we're putting it on our face. So
yeah, that's so true. And so the same thing applies with our hair,
right? And
our scalp. And it's so funny because as an esthetician, I think about my face all the time, but I don't think about my scalp.
And your scalp is an extension of the face.
Oh my God, I literally am learning so much.
I know the scalp has been so forgotten, and I'm trying to bring it back.
And it should, because it changes everything, which we will find out in a moment. I'm so excited. Many people experience a health scare and make changes at home, but you decided to rebuild your entire career around it. Why was it so important to make low-tox the foundation of Desirae Hair rather than just the side service?
Because I went through it, you know, during my health journey and my health scare with my implants making me sick.
Okay, can you expand on that a little bit for people?
Yes. I was just so achy. The minute I woke up, the minute my feet hit the ground, I was like waddling to the bathroom like an old lady. Right. And I mean, I was in my early 30s. So this is like 5-6 years ago.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, maybe it's because I had a 10-hour day yesterday, or, you know, putting everything to work. And yes, my workload was crazy. I was working a lot of hours, double booking, just like that fast pace.
All the things.
Right. And so I kind of thought it was that, but you know, I'm like, no, like something isn't right. So I started, like I said, first thing, removing ingredients, things like that, changing my diet. And this was before I knew about like breast implant illness or anything like that. And I had heard about it because I had worked at a plastic surgeon's office. And so people, have brought that up, but I didn't really get it back then. I was like 23. I just didn't understand it. Anyway, fast forward, I started just feeling terrible. And I'm like, I think it's my implant. So took them out and my hair was falling out in globs. I was just so sick. My skin was sallow, dark circles, just feeling terrible. I just wanted to be in bed. I wasn't really like, all I could do is work, come home, lay down. Like like my mom helped me like do household things. She had to come help me because like I said, I couldn't even put like a fitted sheet on my bed. My body hurt so bad.
Wow.
It was so crazy.
That must have been really scary too.
It was very scary, but also like I kind of thought it was normal. Like, cause you don't know how good you can feel until you feel good. And,
That's so true.
like, I felt so, and a lot of these things too is like, we're being told, well, oh, it's just part of getting old. And, no, it's not. No, it's not. If my 60-year-old mom had more energy than me, no, it is not.
Right.
It's not part of getting old.
Right.
And I was sick. I was inflamed. My body was protecting itself. And that's why I was so sick from the implants. Took them out 2 weeks later. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like $1,000,000. I feel like I'm 20 years old again. I had all this energy. The inflammation went down. Everybody thought I like lost all this weight, but it was just the inflammation. I didn't even really lose a lot of weight. It was just
your body was just holding on to everything.
Yes, I was in survival mode. My body
emotionally, physically.
Yes, I was in survival mode.
Wow. And so going through that and then editing your products and like, deciding what you were going to keep and not keep in your life, you were like, I need to share this.
Yes.
So you're like, this is the dream. This is the journey.
Yeah. I started talking about it and yeah, I mean, I've been able to help over like 40 or 50 of my clients like in real life that I know of. I mean, I did share my story a little bit on social media back then, which can be very scary and vulnerable. And, people may think you're crazy, whatever. But I wouldn't change it because I wouldn't be who I am today had I not gone through those things.
Right. And it's your experience.
And yeah, it's my experience. And 50 other people's experiences, that they were all feeling terrible and took them out and started feeling so much better. And yeah, it was life-changing.
So at what point did you decide when you were building your salon, or was it always a part of it that you were like, we are making the salon low-tox? Like, this is what we're doing. This isn't a side thing.
Yeah, from the beginning. I mean, even in my little room, I was already using organic products.
Okay.
Because this is, back in 2020 and 2021, that's when I started paying attention to ingredients and understanding all of these things. And so I started making the swaps back then and then kind of carried that into the salon. But also I needed a bigger space to hold more product, because I had a 10 by 10 room.
Right.
It was a very small room.
And so during the time when you were opening the salon, is that when you went back to do your continuing your education?
So I think I had the salon for 2022. So yeah, maybe like 6-8 months in or so. Maybe it was 2023. And that's whenever I went to school.
Wow.
For that. That was a lot. Yeah. I didn't know trichology existed. I didn't know these things, but it's been around forever. And as a cosmetologist, the importance of the scalp was like never taught.
No.
Scalp conditions weren't ever really taught to us. And so I knew, and again, I wanted, how could I bring beauty and wellness together? And then I came across trichology and started off as a hair loss practitioner. And then I got my associates in trichology.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
For any of our listeners who don't know yet, because we're here to learn today, can you break down trichology?
Trichology is mind, body, spirit. It's putting.
It's literally mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah. It just means, putting everything together that is going to be supporting the scalp. It's all connected. Everything is connected.
Yes.
I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is exactly what I need to do. As a cosmetologist, you don't need to go to trichology or be a hair loss practitioner to offer scalp services, but this kind of teaches you the biology, and it teaches you like the scalp conditions like psoriasis and eczema and alopecia and, all of these things, how to differentiate dandruff versus dry scalp and things like that. You know what I mean? Oily scalp. I mean, again, these are all the things that are coming out on the scalp is a reflection of what's going on in the body. These things don't just happen out of nowhere.
I fully agree with that.
You know what I mean?
My kid gets a rash and I'm like, okay, wait, what's going on the inside?
Yes.
We're not about the topical cream, although it helps.
It helps, right? But
There's
what's going on inside?
What's the gut telling us?
Right.
And so that makes total sense with the scalp.
Sure. We weren't taught these things.
But I never thought about that for the scalp. And I know it about the skin.
Right.
You know?
Yes. Even your skin. Your skin is a reflection.
100%.
When you have acne, the areas on the face, they all mean something.
Yep.
You know, bottom is like hormonal. You know what I mean? Like, so
I know,
everything is connected.
My daughter will be having a little outrage. And I'm like, okay, what's going on in the kidneys? Let's figure this out. Let's flush the kidneys. Yes. So I totally, but I'm saying like the association with your scalp, I wish I would have made that connection sooner.
I wish that I would have too. Like, duh.
But it's duh, but it's like, you know, when the peanut butter's right in front of your face and you can't find it.
Right.
That's this so moment, you know? It's like, wow.
Yes.
Can you walk us through the sensation of a holistic scalp treatment? How is it different from a standard salon shampoo?
Oh, it's so much different. So a lot of the things that I do. So first we start off with some hot tea, the tea that I brought you.
Thank you.
Peace tea, which is my favorite. Then I'll go ahead and scope you. So we get to look at your scalp with the scope. We get to look at all the follicles and see do we have blockages? Is there yellow around it? Which the yellow is sebum. Like, why are we producing a lot more oil? It could be hormonal. You know, there's so many different factors. I'll scope them. I do a little bit of breath work with them when they get. So I have a bed that they lay in. So I do the shampoo like on my spa bed. And so have like a weighted blanket, kind of cleanse their energy with some sage before we start. I'll do breath work depending on whatever is going on. I usually use a lot of rosemary because rosemary is very grounding. And the people that are coming in are so overstimulated with just life, working from home, being on the phone all the time, being a mom, just go. And they're not actually able to just be. And I'm creating a space for women to just be and just really connect with themselves and only think about them and not think about all the million things that we have to do. Do a lot of sound therapy. I use my tuning fork. I use a special herbal treatment. We use steam, lots of neck massage, head massage. We're kind of like draining the brain. We have all these lymph nodes in our neck and behind our ears and in our head. And the head is connected to so many different organs in the body. And we hold so much tension in our head. And, you know, when you have like that tender scalp, it's because you have a lot of tension in your head. So when they leave, the number one word that I've gotten is, oh my God, I feel floaty. Because you're so light and you're so just free. Kind of almost like you had a couple glasses of wine, like just so relaxed. And I've had a lot of people like, oh my God, I don't think I've ever been that relaxed. Yeah. I was finally able to relax. I wasn't thinking about work. I wasn't thinking about, you know, whatever. That's my favorite part. And I had a lady, a new one that I just did on Saturday. And she's like, this is not what I expected. Like, this is way deeper than what I even thought this was. Because again, it's you know, a little bit spiritual too, and
it sounds like it is.
Yeah, and just overall wellness, like because we're putting the body in, you know, parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, so it's a whole nervous system reset.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you have to come.
I'm like.
So actually, I have a lot. I was teaching some classes, and I had a lot of estheticians come in and take my scalp facial class, and they're adding that in to their service, and it's all connected. So you're doing a facial and doing a scalp facial. So actually I'm going to have one finally on Thursday, which I'm super excited with one of my ex-students that she came to my class. And so I'm finally going to be able to go experience it with her.
Oh, that's amazing.
A facial and a scalp facial. So.
And it makes total sense to connect them.
Right.
Like more like I'm literally connecting a puzzle right now.
Yeah, even me to be able to start incorporating like facial massage in with my scalp massage. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So
like,
kind of vice versa too.
Yes. So what are people's reactions usually at the beginning? Like when you're just kind of, I don't want to say you're not just doing anything, but when you're looking at the scalp at like 200 times.
They're like, oh, this is so cool, or this is so gross.
Yeah.
Because you see a lot of the buildup, you see a lot of the gunk on the scalp, and then it really makes you realize that, man, maybe I don't shampoo my hair that great.
Right.
And I've noticed that not a lot of people know how to shampoo their hair.
I mean, that makes sense, though.
I don't feel
we're
like, did your mom teach you how to shampoo your hair?
No.
Right. Like, I don't think
You
that
just
you just
it.
do it.
Right.
And that's what I've noticed, that like nobody knows how to shampoo their hair.
Yeah.
Kids and grown-ups.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of like a bowl moment, like a bowl rinse in my hair with my curls and stuff.
Yes.
But I don't think I've ever been properly taught a nice shampoo.
Right.
But it changes everything.
Yeah. So actually last Thursday, I spoke at Career Day for 6th graders.
What a lucky 6th grade class.
So I was able to kind of do little scalp massages, teach them about, I scoped their scalp.
Stop.
I was
you were
able
probably
to,
the coolest of the day.
I was so cool. And they loved me. And I taught them how to shampoo their hair. And a lot of those girls that have like super thick hair, they have a lot of buildup in the back because when the shower is hitting, it's like just the surface.
Yeah.
We need to open up our hair. We need to put it half up, half down, shampoo at the top, shampoo the bottom. Like if you have like 2 heads of hair, basically.
I feel like I need to attend like a class on washing my hair with you because I don't even do that.
Right.
And I like to think, but I'd probably sit in your chair and go, oh my God, I'm like mortified. I promise I wash my hair.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people do. So it's very interesting.
You literally offer services that use just a few strands of hair to look at a person's nutritional and environmental mapping.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So cool.
That's crazy. How does having this data change the way you customize a service for a client?
Such a game changer because, again, the symptoms like the dandruff, the psoriasis, the buildup, the oiliness, those are all symptoms of what's going on internally, like the deficiency. So this particular test is an epigenetic hair analysis, and it's based off of your frequency. So we take 4 hairs, 4 strands of hair with the follicle. So I take like tweezers and pull the 4 hairs from the nape of the neck, which is closest to the vagus nerve, which is our gut-brain axis. So it's giving out information for what has been going in the body, in the system for the last 90 days.
Wow.
So very cool. So it's vitamins, minerals, fatty acids, foods to avoid, foods that are causing inflammation to the body that we're eating that we don't even know, food additives that we're eating that are causing inflammation to the body.
Because you might not even know.
You don't know. I'll have to tell you about mine in a second. But
yes.
Also heavy metals, parasites, mold, fungus, virus, literally all of these things. And it'll tell us what is going on. So there's been several clients where I'm like, I think you have mold. And when I test them, I'm like, oh my gosh, you have mold or you have toxic metals.
Oh my gosh.
So it's been very cool, but it's also been so eye-opening to people. And then it kind of starts it starts their whole wellness journey once they start getting this information. And then I'll send them a protocol with everything that we speak about, what to do, links to, food first, obviously, but links to supplements, or if they do have mold, like what you should do. If they do have heavy metals, what you should do, which again, the heavy metals is like your toxic load, like what are we putting on our body? What kind of detergent are we using? And let's start making these little swaps. And then that kind of gets them going. And then, they're on their journey. And that's what I really wanted to do. And it's all kind of coming together.
Oh my, I was already impressed with you as a person, as a whole, but listening to this, you were literally changing lives.
Literally changing lives.
And that's what saving lives.
That's exactly what I wanted to do, because I just wanted people to feel as good as I started to feel because of how sick I was. And like, God didn't design us to be sick. We are meant to like be our best selves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're providing that as an option. So when people come in and they do your scalp massage, is this part of it, or is this different?
It's a separate test. So some people just come in for the scalp facial. Okay. Some people just come in for the epigenetic test. Some people book it together.
Yeah.
It just kind of depends.
It sounds like there's no wrong way to do it.
No, there's no wrong way to do it. I always recommend doing the hair test first, so that way we have a good foundation of like what's going on, and then doing it together, and then having like a plan. Okay, come in every 6 weeks. We could do the scalp facial, see, our progress with the changes that you're making at home as well. Because I could just tell you what to do, but you gotta put in the work.
Well, isn't that always how it goes? It's
you gotta put in the work.
Yeah, and you can't just come in and you can once every 6 weeks, and I'll take care of you. But in the meantime, what are we rebuilding everything that we're cutting down?
Yes. Yeah.
Man, oh, that's so crazy. Do you probably do this, a before and after with them?
Oh, for sure. Yes.
That's so
Yeah.
crazy.
If you see the before and afters, like with the scalp, like with the scope, like, you know, all the buildup and oil and dirt, and a lot of it too, like our water is so hard here in Texas, you know what I mean? So you see like that on the scalp.
Yeah.
If you have soap scum like on your shower, your glass shower, and it's white, imagine that, like, that's on your skin and on your scalp.
So true.
So,
and again, I think about these things for my skin, but I don't.
Right.
I haven't. This is so awakening right now. Like this has changed my life today.
yeah, isn't it crazy that we just don't even know?
Yeah, but that's
why I'm here.
That's what you're doing is so important. And I love that you've made this your life's mission.
Yes, literally.
Beauty on the inside and outside,
Yes.
holistically.
Yeah.
Has understanding the body's warning signs helped you become a more intuitive business owner? Do you kind of listen to your business's health the same way you look at a client's scalp and say, okay, what can we be doing? How can we be growing?
Yes, absolutely. You know, if I'm feeling like burnt out or I'm not feeling my best, or those are like my signs. Okay. Or the clients that I'm attracting. You know what I mean? You are who you attract. So
Yes.
if I'm attracting some crazies or Karens, then okay, I need to look at myself. Like, what's going on, Des? So, you know, that's when I like reground myself, or I actually kind of like cycle sync my schedule.
Yes.
Have you done that?
Like I do that with my workouts.
Okay.
Cycle syncing.
Okay, perfect. Yes, but I kind of do that too, like with my workload. So like if I'm in my follicular, I'm going to be real busy that week. And, you know, but if I'm about to be in my luteal and I'm like tired, I'm not going to try to have that same week, because then it just adds more stress to me and then it burns me out. So that's something new, like probably the last couple
for like a
probably
year.
the last couple years I've kind of done that, and it's really kind of helped me have that little bit of a balance, because we're 4 different people in the month.
You are absolutely right.
We're 4 different people.
Why am I compartmentalizing myself so much with going, well, I do that for my skin. Well, I do that for my workouts. And I'm like, I need to be focusing on the whole.
It's a whole system. It's a whole thing. It's all together.
I love talking to you. I really am loving talking to you. I'm getting so much from this conversation, and just you speaking on what you do for yourself and how you translate that into every aspect of your life is gorgeous.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, well, let's do it now, the podcast, because next week I'm in luteal, and that's like my ugly phase.
Girl.
And I'm tired. So I'm like, okay, I'm in ovulation, so I'm like ready to like go.
I love you.
Isn't that funny?
That's amazing.
But yeah, you should do that. And you should do that for your podcast too.
Yes.
Instead of like powering through and pushing yourself.
Because we do that. I'm about to just rewrite my whole schedule.
You're so funny.
But it's true.
I really do try to. I mean, it doesn't always happen, but for the most part, I try to do that. And since I've been doing that, it's really been a game changer for me.
Yes, I can't even imagine. And okay, how does that work then with your schedule with like your clients? If they need something, are you like, hey, this won't work? Are you like very good at boundaries?
I'm just off. I just don't work that day.
I love your boundaries.
Yeah,
okay.
yes, and you have to, because, you know, I've always gotten, well, in the beginning, you know, you're like, yes, you're like a yes girl, right? Like
you have to be when you're
right. You're building,
sometimes.
you know, but once you become established, people are going to change their schedule for you. I'm not going to change my schedule for them.
Yes.
You know, I already worked till 9, 10 o'clock, taking, you know, a highlight at 5 o'clock after somebody got off of work, because I was building my clientele. Now my clientele's built, and actually I'm pivoting and building a new clientele. You know what I mean? So I just say no.
I love that. I love a boundary queen.
Yeah.
Like I live for a boundary.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, because when I do that, it never works out.
Yeah.
It never works out for me. Like, I'm like, man, I knew I should have said no.
Right.
You know,
you're very intuitive.
Yes. And so don't go against that gut feeling.
Yes.
You can't go against your gut.
No.
And that's one thing that I learned, like building the salon, like don't go against your gut. And I did. So, and that was like a whole other story. I don't even know if you want to get into that, but I got scammed with like the plumber, had a bad feeling, but I was giving him the benefit of the doubt and like really making excuses for him of why it was going to work out. And I knew he was going to scam me. I knew it. And I was in a rush. I was like trying to hurry up.
Right.
And it blew up in my face, and I had to eat it, and I had to learn. And that was my mistake. And I learned, and I'm like, okay, I'm never going to do that again. I have to listen to my gut.
Yeah. And I mean, that sucks that happened. But I love that you looked and you're like, this is why we listen to our gut. This is why
I knew it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can't force things.
Yeah. And it was making me sick. It was literally making me sick.
You are so in tune with your body.
It was making me sick. I was going to a holistic chiropractor, and he knew Pete the plumber was making me sick. And he's like, it's somebody that you're working with. And I was like, Pete the plumber. He knew it. Pete the plumber and my pancreas.
Those triple P's. Those damn triple P's. I can't.
It's just a lesson learned. And so, yes, always listen to your gut. Always listen to your gut.
Yes.
No matter what, don't go against it. It never is going to work out. And you're like, man, I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have. We all do that.
Right. We force things sometimes when we want it to work so bad. But sometimes that I want it so bad, it leaves you with a clenched fist.
Yeah.
That makes
and
you
also,
do
too,
things.
you're not in control. That's one thing I had to realize, too. You're not in control. You have to surrender and let go and just.
Right. And that's not saying you can't work for the things you want.
For sure.
But you can't sit there and say, it must happen. It must be this way, you know, because we don't know how it's going to work out.
Know.
You ended up here. You worked hard.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you had to let go of a lot.
Yeah. So we are actually going to be coming up on 4 years in September.
Congratulations.
Which is wild.
That's
I can't
amazing.
believe it's been 4 years. Because all of the things now that, it's kind of all of the questions that you're asking me, I'm like, wow. Those, the fear and the worry and the stress of all of that. And then now we're here and I feel like I'm in such a better spot and better place, and it's so wild. 4 years.
Yes, and that's amazing. Well deserved. Congratulations.
Thank you.
But it shows how much you know yourself now and who you are, and it shows in your business.
Yeah.
Aside from the long-term health benefits, what's the number one thing clients tell you they feel? We kind of talked about this physically or emotionally immediately after a scalp rejuvenation session.
Yeah.
Do you ever have to tell people, okay, I just saw you like yesterday. Like you can't book every day.
They're like, oh my God, I have to come back. So
how often do you recommend people come in for?
Maybe like every 6 weeks. Yeah. Just like a facial, 6 to 8 weeks. But a lot of people come in more for their nervous system reset. Like they're like, I could do the mini, it's like a little maintenance, but they're like, no, I want the full thing because it's just going to help them with their overall wellness and, just to be a better mom, be a better wife. You can't pour from an empty cup, right? Of course.
Right.
And all of us are doing that because we feel guilty. The mom guilt is so real. But we can't be like that. We have to pour into ourselves first.
We do.
Because then you're not a good mom. You're not a good wife. You have resentment. You're annoyed.
Right.
You're complaining.
Well, and that's what it is. It's never really empty the cup. It's like you're just like, we're pouring bitterness. We're pouring sadness.
Right. Yeah.
And
it's for sure.
And what a beautiful thing to offer, not just physically, but like holistically to say, as a person, you deserve this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't feel guilty for wanting to like rest.
We're better when we are rested.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I am. I know.
Sure.
I mean, I can speak for me, but when homegirl sleeps better and I go meditate in the morning or,
you have a better day. You just are. Yeah. You have to do those little things, even if it's for 5 minutes. Get some sunlight. You know what I mean? That's going to make
literally
you feel
touch grass.
better. And that's what I tell my people, like literally touch grass. You're just going to feel happier.
Yeah. We're all around just better.
Yes.
You believe hair grows best when the body feels safe. How do you protect your own energy so you can provide that safety for others?
Taking in a lot of people's stories all day. You know what I mean?
Oh, I get that.
It's a lot energetically. And I didn't understand that for a long time, like 20 years. I didn't understand energetics and people's energies and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And, I'm touching these people's heads. So I'm absorbing, right? Energy's, what is it? Energy is not created nor destroyed. It's transferred.
Yes.
So I had to understand that. So one of my friends who's like my body worker, she's like, Des, like a lot of this stuff isn't yours. So she's like, I need you to salt your hands. So she made me this salt with like herbs, and she's like, salt your hands at the end of your day to release all of that energy.
Yes.
Gabrielle is the one who taught me all of this. And so I'm like, oh my God, this made such a big difference.
Yes. Well, and also just transferring that energy from client to client.
Right. That as well.
Like I just thought about that as you said in between each client. Yeah. You're like emotionally sanitizing.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, and then, when I do scalp facials, I can only do so many a day, right?
I mean, it sounds like a full-on process.
Yeah, it's a lot of energy. So, what I do is, try to ground myself and work out, get in the sauna, have movement, just to get all of that out and clear my mind.
Yes, that's so important. Even, I mean, I think we're all absorbing and giving energy throughout our days, but especially the way you do it, with like actually physically touching people and bringing in or just listening to people's stories. And so I just think that that's amazing that you've already learned about yourself, what you need
Yes.
in order to successfully
Yeah.
not drown
Yeah.
emotionally.
Yeah, for sure.
With your children growing up, seeing you build this brand from the ground up, what is the most important lesson about work ethic and passion you hope they're catching just by watching you?
So
Oh, this is falling.
I homeschool actually both of my
Stop.
kids.
You homeschool?
So my 10-year-old, he's homeschooled. This is going on our third year. And then my 17-year-old, he just recently became homeschooled in last fall. And so he's working. The 17-year-old's already working and doing his homeschool online. And then my 10-year-old, we do a co-op. And so he'll go 1 or 2 days a week.
That's fine.
And so they already kind of know, like they're going to be entrepreneurs. They're not going to work a 9 to 5. Like they have too much freedom now to like be.
You've set a standard for like the way they get to exist.
So they know what they need to do. And my 17-year-old, I believe, is a lot more like me. My 10-year-old, I'm still, he's still young, but my 17-year-old, like I know he's gonna do great things.
Yeah.
I mean, both of them are gonna do great things, but my 10-year-old's still, little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Figuring it out, being 10.
Yeah, he's 10.
Still rolling in the dirt a little bit.
For sure. But yeah, like they see me, my 17-year-old saw me work a lot whenever he was younger. And now, I mean, I still work a lot, but I have my boundaries and I'm not like just going crazy 12-hour days, 5 days a week. Like I'm here with them. And now that they're homeschooled, I feel like I get, especially for my 17-year-old, I'm kind of like being able to make up the time that when I was working so hard and he was little, he was with my mom a lot or with my husband. And, now I get to be with him more. You know what I mean? He's off on Mondays. I'm off on Mondays. And,
And you said it that way, obviously, because it's your schedule.
Right. Yeah.
That's so intentional.
Yeah. The salon is closed anyway, Sundays and Mondays.
Okay, great.
Usually I just feel like, they just see the hard work that I put in. And my son said something. He's like, I'm like you, Mom. I'm like, gonna hustle. And, he just bought his first like dirt bike with all his money that he's
been
making and, just stuff like that.
You'll
so
be
they're
very
real
proud.
cute. Yes. I'm very proud of them.
I love that. And I love that they get to see you and you get to set that example just by existing for them.
Yeah.
And that's so cool. I would never expect you to say you homeschool just with your schedule.
But I will say you gotta have to work on yourself.
Yeah.
Too, as a mom, like my 17-year-old got a different mom than my 10-year-old, right?
Yes.
I was 21 when I had him versus 27 or 8 or something like that.
Right.
And just, I was more holistic and more into, wellness with my 10-year-old versus my 17-year-old, you know?
Right.
So just two different moms.
Yeah. And you're still changing.
Yeah, still changing.
You've mentioned dreaming of owning a salon since you were in 7th grade. Looking at your storefront in Richmond today, what would that 12-year-old girl version of yourself be the most proud of?
Aw, she would be so proud of us. Like, we have a salon. Like, I wanted a salon and boutique because I wanted to, like, design clothes and sell my clothes there and do hair. I just feel like she's just proud that we're doing it. We're doing it. We did it.
I love that moment of introspection of like looking back at yourself and going like, what would I say to them?
Yes.
And I just feel like we're all just trying to be our best selves. And sometimes that means being our younger selves, but just an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we're happy and we go, oh man, that girl.
I know. Little Des.
After so much time in your industry, what is one thing about hair that still gets you genuinely excited every single morning?
Just making people smile, really. Yeah. Like, a lot of people come in and they're like, you could feel their energy, right? Yeah. Their tone. And then by the time I'm blow drying their hair, they're like,
oh, yes,
their shoulders are back and the smile and the confidence. You just see.
I bet you can feel it.
You could just see it and you can feel it. And that's my favorite part. My favorite feeling is when I make them feel good. Just little wins like, my cycles are so much better, or I just have so much more energy, or my skin is looking better. My hair is growing again. Number one, duh.
Oh my gosh.
My hair is growing again. My hair is so shiny, just those little wins, like I love hearing all of that.
Yeah. And you're a part of it.
Yes.
You know? Your parents are your biggest fans. How has their belief in you shaped the way you encourage and teach other stylists and young entrepreneurs?
They really pumped me up. They like gave me the confidence that like I could do anything. So I just kind of want to be like that for all of the girls that work for me or any of my students.
Yeah.
Like again, like I said, you know, if you have that self-doubt and you think that you can't, you won't.
Right.
And it's all a mindset. And so my dad, he's so supportive, and my mom, and they do a lot for me. They clean the salon for me each week. My dad, you know, he was such a hard worker. My mom stayed home with us, and, you know, he busted his ass for us to be able to do that. And, you know, he was just like, you know, you don't know unless you try. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out, but it's going to work out.
Can we take that energy into our entire lives? That's gorgeous that
Yeah.
you were kind of raised with that.
Yeah. I mean, it could be scary. And, you know, my dad doesn't have his own business, but that he has that really strong work ethic. And it's like, if you want something, you got to put in the work, girl.
It's
like
so
you got to,
true.
you know, and so that's where like that hustle in the beginning came from. And now I'm a little bit softer and try not to have too much hustle, but it's still, you know, you still gotta get things going.
Yeah, and I love
as
that
a
you're
business owner.
And I love that your parents come in and they're like, well, you know, do the things to help support you.
Yeah. And like, and them too, like getting them on their journey. Like my dad's 70, my mom is 64. They go walking every morning. They work out every morning. They'll send me videos. They're like, we're grounding.
Yes.
Like they're so cute. And
I love that.
I have them on supplements. I'm reversing my dad's gray. It's been really cool. My dad's off of high blood pressure medicine.
Are you a witch? This is amazing.
Like, you know, just again, it's never too late. It's never too late.
And age is such a mindset.
Age is sensitive. And so I asked my dad, I'm like, Dad, like, so how do you feel? He's like, I feel good. I wake up. I feel like I'm like 35. And I'm like, good.
I love
like
this for your
like
dad.
they're my motivation. Like I want to be like that when I grow up. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I tell him like, y'all have to set yourselves up for your future self. Because, you know, taking care of your parents as you get old, like, you know, I saw my mom take care of her mom. And, you know, like as they get older, it's stressful. And that you just want them to be healthy.
Yeah. You want them around as long as
You
possible.
want them around as long as possible to be with their grandkids, you know?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, did y'all work out today? And then my dad will be like, well, have you worked out? And I'm like, no.
I love
like,
the reciprocity.
He's like, meet me at the park. And I'm like, okay.
Oh,
So
stop.
we'll
You're
go.
going-
We went running at the park the other day. And I was like, oh my God, I've been wanting to do this. We hadn't done that. And so, you know, just little things like that. But yeah, they're my biggest fan. I love them.
Desirae, you've spent your career proving that a salon chair can be a place of healing and that healthy hair starts within. If your entire life's work, every cut, every holistic treatment, and every conversation could be distilled into one message, what would that message be? Now, there's a lot.
That's
a lot.
That's a good one. That's a good question. So I think, again, your body's always giving you messages.
Yeah.
So if we aren't feeling confident and we aren't, you know, feeling our best selves, why? We got to look deeper. You don't need to be perfect to heal. We need to look deeper. Are we nourishing our body? Are we taking time for ourselves? Personally, for me, I thought like I had this like supermodel mindset of like I needed to be perfect and have a perfect body and a perfect face and do all of these things.
Yeah.
But really, I needed to work on my inside health, right? Internally. So yeah, you don't need to be perfect to heal.
I really like that. And it really brings me back to what you said at the beginning of the conversation when you were saying sometimes it's just like slowly taking things out, food wise, product wise.
Just little
make
things.
changes.
Yeah, it doesn't have
and
to be.
Get highlights still sometimes.
Right.
And like,
It doesn't have to be that hard. Like, you know, you don't have to go all in. Just, you know, little things. And those little changes are going to just kind of stack on each other, right? Yeah. And then you're like, oh my God, I'm so crunchy now.
Yeah, I know. I love that. I love it. I always say I'm like a little bit of crunchy, but like I'll still make my kids some mac and cheese sometimes. You know what I mean? Like we gotta be balanced.
Yes, for sure, for sure, for sure.
I have to ask, this isn't one of my written down questions, but if you could like give someone like one piece of advice on one thing they can do today to take care of themselves.
Go outside.
Oh, I
Get
love that.
sunlight.
Yes.
Just touch grass, literally. We are a big battery. We need the energy from the sun.
Yes.
We need the vitamin D.
We are just complicated plants.
Yeah, we are literally like plants. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and your scalp. I always go back to the plant analogy. Your scalp is the soil. Okay. And your hair, you need a healthy foundation, healthy soil for your plant to grow in. That's exactly for our scalp. Plants.
I love a visual.
Yeah.
I live for a visual.
When you're nourishing your scalp, your hair's going to grow.
Can I ask you for a tip?
Yeah.
As a curly,
Sure.
I don't brush my hair.
Okay.
Sometimes in the shower, I'll run a comb through it, but like I don't brush my hair. So what should I do?
Do your fingertips.
Just
massage.
Okay.
A scalp massage, because we need to create blood flow and oxygen to those follicles to get our hair to grow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that little side tip. I was like, I just want to.
If you could just do a little scalp massage.
Yeah.
Also, too, like scalp massage your kids. 10 minutes. That's gonna help them connect with you. It's gonna reset their nervous system. If they have anxiety, if they're crying, if they had a bad day at school or whatever, lay them in your lap, massage their scalp.
That is the sweetest thing I've ever
for
heard.
like 10, 15 minutes a day. I mean, I'm massaging my boy's scalp all the time, and my big 17-year-old, he loves it. It's like, Mom, like I feel so much better. Like it helps you connect with them. And
because kids have stress too.
yes, they do. That's why they're, acting out, or they're crying, or they're whining, or they're talking back, whatever. Put them in your lap. Set a timer on your phone, 10 minutes. Put on some light spa music or whatever. I like to use high frequency music, 528
I love
hertz.
a high frequency.
528 hertz. And so, doing that, and that really will help those little kids. Everybody's so stressed out. Like we're creating like stressed out humans from these little kids. They're growing up and they're having all this anxiety, but just helping them relax. And then, yes, making them go outside and getting them off the screens.
Yeah.
All of that.
This small thing, like you said, connection, it helps their hair, it helps their stress. And we're spending that time.
Yeah, and you're nurturing them. You know what I mean? I had one of my friends, she cried after her scalp facial because she just never felt so nurtured.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So just helping them feel so like loved and taken care of.
If you're up for it, I have a couple fun little rapid fires that we can do. Coffee, tea, or a green juice?
Tea.
Tea. Like, are you a morning tea, evening tea?
Yes.
All day tea?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your go-to in the morning? For like, do you energy tea or?
I'll try to do like a green tea, to get a little bit of caffeine. Earl Grey has like caffeine. Earl Grey
I
tea.
love Earl Grey.
And then in the evening, I'll like to do my peace tea or a ginger tea to help with digestion, chamomile.
Gut.
Yes.
All the good stuff we need to reset for the next day.
Yes.
Blowout or lived-in waves?
I guess waves.
Yeah.
I'm a wave girl.
Yeah. It looks fabulous.
Yes.
It's like if it ain't broke, baby. The best advice your mom ever gave you?
Let them. You know how like Mel Robbins, like the let them theory? My mom taught me that a long time ago.
Catch up, Mel. That's so.
My mom taught me that when I was little. You know, that's where like the confidence, who cares?
Yeah.
People are going to talk about you.
They're going to talk about you either way.
Either way. Be you.
Yes. Queen that you just quoted, Mel Robbins.
That is so funny.
Or quoted your mom.
Right. Because people are like, the let them theory. And I'm like, my mom taught me that.
Yeah.
I've known that.
I love that your mom taught you that.
Yeah. Like, who cares, Des?
So let them. The at-home trap. What's the biggest mistake people make with their own scalp health at home? Scrubbing too hard, using the wrong oils, like anything like that? Like
probably under shampooing. Where did we get this once a week shampoo?
Wait. I feel attacked. Hold on. So I should be washing my hair more than one. I wash my hair once a week.
Yes, because think about it.
Oh my God.
Our scalp especially, I mean, if your hair is thriving and it's growing and it's shiny and it's pretty and you're not having any scalp issues or any buildup or flakes.
What do I know though?
Then you're good. But and again, it depends on lifestyle. If you're sweating and working out and you have a sweaty head, you need to be washing your hair. Okay.
I'm receiving what you're saying.
You need to be washing your hair on those sweaty, because again, if we're staying in a sweaty ponytail all day, it creates a perfect foundation for fungus, yeast, overgrowth. Yeah. So let's shampoo our hair at least, 3 times a week.
That's so reasonable.
3 times a week. I was a once a week shampooer.
Okay.
Now I shampoo like 3 to 4 times a week, depending on if I'm in the sauna or how much I'm working out that week, know. And if I'm not, then maybe I'll go a couple of days. I don't really like dry shampoo because, again, the first ingredient for a lot of them is butane.
Okay.
Why are we putting accelerant in our scalp?
That's a great question. Now So,
yeah, this whole once a week, unlearn that.
Yeah.
This whole once a week shampooing, let's unlearn that. Yeah, just wash your hair, girls.
Yes,
Let's wash our hair.
You know what? I'm going back to your earlier thing that you said that you don't take people's advice unless you want to be like them, and I'm going to take your advice.
You're so cute.
Because I want my hair to be all like thriving and like, you know.
So since you are shampooing once a week, are you double cleansing when you do shampoo?
Yes.
Okay.
But I do that, like, you know, and then like a rinse repeat moment.
Yes.
But and I don't use conditioner.
Okay. Your hair looks great. I mean,
Okay.
Your curls are great.
Thank you.
So I would have to look under your scalp with the scope.
Yeah,
and
which is happening.
That'll tell us a lot more.
I've already mentally booked this. I just need to physically do it when we're done here.
Yeah.
Because I want to know, because I'm probably living like in sin.
So
and
Nadia,
I have no
my
idea.
assistant, she's my curly hair specialist. You definitely have to come in to see her for a curly haircut. And she shampoos like maybe 2 to 3 times a week too. And she sleeps with like a silk bonnet.
Yes.
Do you sleep with the bonnet and stuff? Yeah.
And a silk pillow in case the bonnet comes off.
So that'll help. But yeah, maybe like if you're doing once, maybe let's do twice.
Okay.
And just see.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to take your advice.
Yeah, try it.
You're the professional.
Try it.
Okay, I will. Like sometimes in life we're like, I don't have time.
Yeah, we don't have
But
time.
you're giving very reasonable.
Because I've been there. I know.
Yeah.
Like I'm not perfect, you know,
Right.
but I try my best to do it, you know, to do all the things.
Yeah.
But it's exhausting.
Girl. It's true, but we deserve it.
Yes.
And we're going to be exhausted either way. We
Yeah.
might as well be exhausted and feel good about us.
Exactly.
Last question. What is the soul of Desirae Hair?
Teaching people the things that we kind of just talked about is like the soul of Desirae Hair. Opening people's eyes on their wellness journey.
Which is, I feel like people just don't realize how important that is.
Yeah, because when you feel crappy on the outside and your body's hurting, it's because something is on the inside.
Yeah.
And, you know, that was definitely my testimony of how I was feeling terrible. And I have so much energy now. And I feel so great. You know what I mean? I'm just like, how did I ever live the way I was living?
Yeah.
And I think I was depressed. I think I was like, just because when you don't feel good, you have like this cloud over you and you're just kind of going through the motions of life.
Existing.
You're just existing. I was just existing. I wasn't actually living.
Yeah. And having such a big change. It's like, how can you not give that to the world?
Right.
I just have to say, I've loved our time together today.
Me too.
I feel like not only have I legitimately learned so much, and I'm going to like make a list of all the things I need to be doing to take care of myself, but I've noticed a few things. One, when you've talked about multiple times people in your life who have either helped or given you advice, you name them. And I just want to say that speaks to who you are as somebody who wants to uplift others.
Yes, I do.
And I see that just through you speaking.
Oh, thank you.
And the way you want to take your story and help others and change, like literally change the world and change people's health is so beautiful. And it speaks highly to your character.
Oh, thank you so much. That's exactly what I want.
Yeah. And you're living it.
Oh,
So thank you so much for just spending any time with us today and
thank you for having me.
giving me the opportunity, man. This is
Did
great.
we just become best friends?
I feel like it. I just don't want to say it out loud, but I mean, I love it. And I feel like I could talk to you forever.
I know,
so
me too.
before we end and before we keep talking, because I feel like that's going to happen, can you tell people like where they can follow you, where they can find you, how they can book with you?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Desirae Hair, and then you can go to my website, DesiraeHair.com. And Desirae is Desirae.
Yeah, spelled the fabulous way. Yes, and we're all going to do it, and we're all going to go and find you and follow you, and it's going to be amazing.
Yay.
Yay, thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
What a great day.
Yay.